Yo, I love to interview others who are severely disabled. This time, I got Christopher. We met on Instagram. So if you're on Facebook, Instagram, if you're on TikTok, hit me up, slide onto the podcast, and let's have a talk about these severe disabilities.
Oh,
Yo, Christopher, happy Friday to you. Welcome to Mindset Over Bullshit, bro.
happy Friday, bro.
Happy Friday on
TGIF,
that.
because my son messaged me the first time this morning in 3 months. I haven't spoken to my oldest, and he messaged me this morning.
How'd that go?
So, oh, great. He said, I miss you too, Dad.
Nice. Nice. That's good stuff. See, and that's the
So,
way,
it's just an awesome day today.
yeah, I love that. I love that. How many kids do you have?
I have two. I have
Well,
a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old.
I have a 21, an 18, 14, and an 11. The only one that is a boy is kid number 2, the 18-year-old. He's a boy. Everybody else is a
Yeah,
girl.
right.
But I,
Yeah, that's
man,
just amazing. I'm ecstatic that I woke up, I woke up to a message from my son, and I've been
I,
messaging him every morning for the past 3 months. Good morning, son. I love you. I miss you. But he's been living with his step friend, his mom's boyfriend,
mm,
going to school and working on the weekends by himself.
damn,
Like, he hasn't
congrats.
had mom to direct him. He hasn't had dad directing him. He's just been doing it. And I'm proud of you, dude.
That's a credit. That's a credit to you too. Whenever your kids are doing well without your supervision, without you being on them and on their ear and on top of their head and on their neck, whenever your kids are doing right, that is always a compliment and an affirmation to the parents. Whatever you've been saying, whatever you've been doing, whatever you've been showing, it has been working.
I've told the boys, I said, you're going to be time where you're going to be like, F you, dad. I don't like you, dad. And they're like, no, we'll never be like that. And there was one time my son was angry with me, and I looked at him and smiled and said, I told you you're going to be upset with me one day. And he gave me the side eye look with a little shit grin on his face. And he's like, yes, you did tell me that years ago, Dad.
That's how my youngest is. I have a daddy's girl who promises she'll never get mad at me. She doesn't remember me walking, being a teacher, a realtor. She doesn't really remember any of that. She is 11. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis I was diagnosed in 2016. So she was like 6 years old. She was 4 years old because she was born in 2012. So she was 4 years old. So she has some memories of me walking and doing stuff. But all she has seen is that slow decline of the disabilities
Man,
taking over, walking less, and everything else. And whenever she finally gets upset about something, I do that same thing with her. I look at her. Oh, I thought you were gonna get mad at me. Oh, I thought I would always be your friend. And she, oh,
yeah,
daddy. And she takes that personal. She takes that
yeah,
personal.
right. I
But
love
yo,
them though,
man,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Love it. Kids are amazing.
I used to be a before I became disabled, so I was one of the type of dads who beat their chest, and I'm always fussing at the kids, telling the kids to do this, do that, to say yes, ma'am, to your mother, say yes, ma'am, to your teachers. I'm always on the kids about doing this and that. And once I became disabled, I had to. It's took me a while, but I've changed my whole entire parenting technique. Now I do all that love language stuff with the kids, and I talk to them about their feelings, and my daughters will talk to me about boyfriends and people that they like and all type of shit like that. And the old me, oh no, I don't want to hear about a boyfriend. There will
Yeah.
not be a boyfriend here.
Right.
Hell, oh no, no, I'm ready to clown.
Right.
But
Right.
now I just got to talk things through and actually listen to what they have to say. I had to learn my love language with the wife to improve the communication with her because we were going through shit when I got first diagnosed. The less I could do, of
You're
course.
married?
Yeah, I'm married. We have
Okay.
been married for 18 years. Been married for 18
Congratulations.
years. Yeah, a thousand thank yous. A thousand thank yous. The last couple of years have been super duper. I've been the last, I would say, year and a half. I've been like like a holy mecca time with us because of the love language stuff and all the other shit I do. Because now she understands my disabilities a whole lot more, pays attention more. I know that I used to always think that my wife was about gifts. Yeah, women. I used to always think basically women were about gifts. Every
Yeah.
girl wanted gifts. It took me a while to understand that whole words of affirmation and quality time. And my wife is more acts of service. So I do things like when the clothes are washed, I'm actually going to fold the clothes up and try to put the clothes in the correct drawers. I never
Right.
used to do shit like that before because I used to think, yo, gee, that's what the hell the woman's supposed to do. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
And but now me doing little shit like that, making up the bed, um, not just complimenting her on cooking, making sure the kids are complimenting her on cooking, but I'm doing stuff like making the kids clean up the kitchen before she starts to cook. That is like a
Yeah.
super duper service to her. To her not to come in and do dishes before she cooks. Oh man, she says she feels like she only has one job whenever that happens.
Hey, what's up with you, baby? It's your boy Big Ace, man. Hey, look.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking. I'm not really. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'm part of LLC nonprofit.
Hmm?
Find a Cure, and we're talking about love languages. We have a meeting once a month, and we're talking. The next meeting's about love languages.
That love languages
So
is
it's
huge.
yeah. It's just the little things. I mean, like you said, putting the clothes in the correct drawer.
Yep,
Like they see that and they're like, "Oh my god!" So it's very cool.
just like that. Well, hey, Christopher. Whenever we met on
Yeah,
social media, we were talking about disabilities and whatnot. What physical limitations do you have?
I am currently 3 years ago. I was pretty much confined to a wheelchair. Um, I lived life. I did anything and everything you could up until I was 33, 34. And then I started having drop foot a lot more. I've been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis since I was
Mm,
15 years old.
damn.
So I've lived life like knowing that my insurance is catastrophic coverage since I was 18 years old. So I'm like, I've been screwed since I was a kid. So I've lived life. I've done it. You know, people are like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Because I can." Like, there's chances that I'm not going to be able to do this, so I'm gonna do it now while I can.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Let me give you three snaps on that shit, Chris. Oh shit, that right there is huge.
You
I
know,
have
the my boss in Arizona asked me. I carried a ladder on my shoulder a block and a half. He was gonna go down with this pickup truck and grab it. He goes, "Why did you carry the ladder back?" And I said, "Because you were talking, and I could." So I threw the ladder on my shoulder and I walked the whole way. the block and a half with a ladder on my shoulder in Arizona, just because I could.
Are you still in Arizona
And
now?
no, because my kids moved back to Minnesota, Wisconsin, I had to move back up north
Oh
and
wow, that's a
give up my
huge
life.
temperature difference.
Yeah, I born and raised in Duluth, Minnesota.
Mm.
I gave up
So you went from
my kids.
cold to the heat, back to the cold.
Yes,
Wow,
all because of my kids.
beautiful. Love
Um,
that.
yeah, my sons moved down with their mom and her husband at the time to Arizona, and I lived a month after up here, and I just couldn't do it. Uh, I I I would talk to the kids once in a blue moon. They're too busy playing and having fun, and I'm like, that was me when we were in Minnesota. I was dad. I was every day we were walking outside. We called it Naker feet. Where we'd be barefoot, and my sons would look at me in the morning and be like, "Dad, can we go outside Naker feet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go outside Naker feet."
Nice. So you were diagnosed at 15 with multiple sclerosis. You've been in cold, you've been in hot. Is there any particular climate, the heat or the cold, is one of them worse than the other for you?
The heat now.
Mm.
Back when I was diagnosed, when I was younger, in my, like I said, up until about 35, 36, I was an everyday average Joe Blow. I was walking, talking, working, climbing ladders, doing everything a person would do.
Were you taking
And
medications? But were you taking
yeah,
medications back then? Okay.
yeah, I was on Avonex for 21 years. It was my first medication. And I lost my medication coverage when I moved to Arizona. I lost my insurance. So I lost the coverage, and it allowed MS to go deeper through my body. And it moved in couple new lesions in my brain, and then I got lesions in my spine, and that caused me not to walk.
I'm in that same boat with you right there, King. I told you I was diagnosed in 2016 and I was like 34. 2016 was about 6 years ago. I'm 44. So I was like 38 when I got diagnosed. I knew I used to be a school teacher, and before I got diagnosed, I kept thinking something was wrong because I had the drop foot going. I was often feeling really tired all the time. Shit was just hurting. And I was going to different doctors. Like one doctor said my foot was longer than the other. Another doctor said that I went to a gym, and the people that work in the gym were telling me I had the weakest core they had ever seen. They didn't understand why I couldn't hold myself upright and shit like that. So when I finally got diagnosed, I was on medications for the first 6 months. And I
Yeah.
mean, when I got diagnosed, I already had over 50. She said she stopped counting at 55 lesions on the brain and 12 on the
Wow.
spine. And that's when I initially got diagnosed. And 6 months later, they had put me on Tisabri. And 6 months later, the Tisabri had doubled the lesions on my brain and on my spine. And I just quit all healthcare. I
Oh,
started eating. I did the thing where I quit eating meat. Um, I stopped eating sugar and stuff like that for a long time. My biggest one was the meat. And I did that for 6 years, and I didn't have any health care. And when I came back to healthcare last year for the first time in 6 years, the doctor said, "Oh my gosh, the lesions on your brain have actually decreased. The biggest one has gotten smaller. What have you been doing?" So shit, I ain't doing nothing but eating right and trying to take supplements and vitamins when I could because I
but you
can't keep a
also
job.
were in your own mind, in your own body. That's what I've learned. Being 15 years old, having this disease. I control my mind. I control my MS.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's what you
I
did
agree with you on
was,
that.
yeah, you control.
You can control a lot of this bullshit if you can just control your mind and what you're thinking.
Yep.
A whole lot of this shit. I've realized that it can I'm prescribed a bunch of medicines. I can't take a bunch of them because they make me so sleepy and they kind of zone me out. The only medicine that I take every day is oxybutynin
Yep.
because I'm trying, man, I go to the bathroom so goddamn much. I go to the bathroom like every 2 to 3 hours. If I'm asleep, I'm up to the bathroom every 2 hours. Like if I wake up at 9:15, I'm gonna wake up at 11 at 11 at like 11:17. And I wake up at like
Use.
1:18
Can
or
I
1:15.
ask you a
Yeah, bring it.
personal question? Do you use
Yes.
catheters?
Nope. I have my wife is a registered nurse. I've talked to
Okay.
people about catheters, and the thing that the people I've talked to who have catheters and what my wife says is, yeah, it'll make it easier to go, but you're still going to be going as much as you go now. And the
Yeah.
reason I ever started using the catheter yet is because of that. And
Yeah.
I'm all
No,
the way wheelchair bound too.
I use a catheter. I'm pretty much as you see, like see the backdrop is
Yep.
what you. I'm pretty much bedbound for the most part. Like I'll get out in my wheelchair and do things when I have appointments and friends want to get together. But pretty much I sit in my room. This
Do you have bed
weekend,
sores?
no, no,
See, I got the
I'm able to my upper body. My only issue with multiple sclerosis is I can't walk correctly.
so
Otherwise,
you
the
can still
rest of
take
me,
steps.
yeah, I can take a step. I just my foot doesn't go move the correct way.
Mm.
My foot will. I'll be walking from heel to toe, and I'll step with my right foot, and it will turn. So
Yeah,
when
I know what you're talking
I step
about.
on the side of the foot. So and then I have my mom. She's my caretaker. She will step on my foot and flatten it, and then I'll step forward with the other one, and
Yep, I
then
know what you're talking
step.
about.
Yep, and then she step, and then I go. Like I
Yeah, I
said,
can't even take.
I can get a couple feet, but then I'm in a wheelchair.
Whoa, look! That ain't no bird.
Damn sure can't be a plane.
It's the little homie in a wheelchair sharing secrets Maine.
Wheelchair users, I want you to share this tip I'm reminding you all today. Cancel that goddamn free subscription to whatever it is you did. 3 days, 7 days, get rid of that shit today.
I'm the wheelchair bound, so I can't take any steps. I can't stand. I cannot crawl. Like even if I go to the bathroom, I have to wheelchair to the bath. I have to use a electronic
Okay.
wheelchair
But there is a
because and whenever I go to the bathroom, I have to pull up to the bathroom door, kind of fall out the wheelchair on the floor, crawl the one damn foot. I got to crawl the 1 foot to the toilet and then try to hoist myself up on the toilet, get myself on there just right. Then I got to use my elbows and push my legs open so I can force my man in between my legs.
mm,
The legs are they call it contraction where my legs are always stuck together. They they don't if I ever start to separate them, I have instant spasms, whole body spasms. I'm gonna fall out the wheelchair, I'm gonna fall out the bed, whole body spasms. Oh shit, they hurt too. It looks like I'm having a seizure. And then when I get done with the bathroom, I back on the floor for the one damn foot, come to the wheelchair, do all this hoisting and get myself up in the wheelchair and shit like that. Then I come back. I do that every 2 hours for the bathroom at night. When I'm awake, I have the oxybutynin. I'm now to the point where I've gotten it down to I'm only going to go from a wide awake maybe every 3 or 4 hours.
right. Yeah, no, I use a urinal bucket to go to the bathroom. I can't get up and walk to the bathroom. There's no way I'll make it in time to once I feel like feeling I have to go, I have to go. and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So
Nope.
I don't have
None.
enough time to walk and get situated. So I pee in a urinal bucket and use catheters, and catheters give me a catheter will give me with no drink 4 hours of sleep.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, snap. I've not heard, man. Chris, oh my God. If it's 4 hours of sleep, oh
four
shit, I'll
hours.
take that. Oh wow. I will
I'm
take
I'm up
that.
I'm up by 2:30 to 5 every morning. Um, I go ahead and I you and goes to sleep, and it goes numb and done. My whole left hand from my fingertips to my shoulder go numb and dull feeling and hurt and keep me awake
Yep.
and just I just can't sleep. So I have a Keurig, and I bought a bigger Keurig so I don't have to fill it up by myself every time. I have I can get 4 14-ounce cups of coffee in the morning. So I wake up at 2:30, anywhere from 2:30 to 5. Wake up,
It's on.
make coffee, turn on my video games, and just stretch out my arm and try to get the feeling back.
It's my left arm too. My right arm, I pretty much have feeling and I can control and everything and shit like that with. It's the pinky. And on the left arm, it's like from the middle of the hand, from about the middle finger to the outside, all the way up the arm. It's like one half of my arm goes numb all the freaking time. I can't feel it, I can't
Yeah,
move it. Do you have spasms? A lot of spasms?
yeah. In my leg, my right leg, I'll get twitches from time to time when I lay down at night. Like I'll feel my leg, like I have a hard time lifting my leg, but
Hmm.
when I have them spasms, my leg goes up in the air.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I lift my leg. So I'm like, I look at the bright side of the figure. At least the legs going up.
Yeah.
You
That's
know, it
yeah.
might be a
Yeah.
spasm, but my legs going up.
I have a spasm. My legs will go up, they'll go straight. Anytime, of course, like I was saying, because I'm contraction, because my legs are always in that, always like this in the wheelchair position.
Yep.
Any trying to stand it or moving, when I spasm, they go straight. When I get in the bag and I'm trying to lay them straight, it's gonna be them. It's gonna be those hard spasms. Oh shit, them spasms hurt so damn much. They hurt so much. And
That's,
I have I don't have I have I have pressure sores. They tell me the bed sores are when the pressure sores have actually split and they're bleeding. Then it becomes a bed
right.
sore. Up until then, I'm just red, inflamed all over, swollen in certain spots. Like I'm close. I have to I coat myself a few times a week. I take when I come fresh out the shower, I take the Boudreaux's butt paste and I lather that all over my ass, Boudreaux's butt paste, and then I take the baby
Right.
powder and I put that all in my front. And
Yeah.
so for a couple of hours, that's when I'm at my best. But shit, if I like once I go, like I'm only gonna take a shower a couple times a week. I'm really only gonna shower like 2 or 3 times a week. So once I go take a shit or something like that, I don't want to lather my booty up. I don't want to touch my booty like that anymore. So I just deal with the stinging and the burning until I finally get back in the shower and wash myself up.
Yeah. That's sucks, man. I don't.
What
I'm
about your
not at that point. I move around like I'm on my knees a lot. Like I can stretch up and get my butt cheeks up off the ground. So then I just sit there and like I'll hunch over for a little bit, just so my air or my butt gets the air circulating through it. So the ass and the legs ain't pressure sore.
do you do any yoga while you're down there?
No, no. I have in my closet. I bought uh exercise bands from Optimal Fitness,
Got
and I
those.
use them from time to time. My upper body is strong though. Like, I mean, I was clapping. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it was doing the butterfly machine. I was clapping 175, loud as shit. Just boom,
Damn.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Just moving 175 pounds. So, like, my upper body is, I put 4 inches on my arms when I was going to the gym 7 days a week because I could.
Mhm.
And I said, then I lost the ability to walk, and I haven't gone to the gym since. But I have a friend who benches. He's a correctional officer, and he benches 600 pounds.
Damn. It's NFL like type of stuff.
Yeah. And so he came over the other day. Me and him went out for lunch, had a little chat. I haven't talked to him. I went to school with the kid, and I haven't talked to him. We haven't hung out in forever. And so I went out with him for lunch in my wheelchair. We had a great lunch, great conversation. And he lives just a little ways away. And he's got 3 days a week that he's off. Otherwise, he works the rest of them. So he said on those days he's got off, he'll come over, scoop me up, and go hit up the gym. And I'm excited for that process to begin.
That's awesome. I got one homeboy that still comes by and sees me. His son, he has a son that's our both of our sons are 18. They're
Yeah,
like, oh, they're about a week apart. His son has severe cerebral palsy. Can't talk, can't use words. So his son is old as 18 years, but he's never heard his son speak. His son is super duper severely limited. Because of that, he'll come through and get me, and he's like the only person that will actually come by and get me, and we go do stuff together. Other than that,
yeah,
I'm here at the house all the time. Now, the thing I do for exercise is I try to do yoga. I did yoga every day until I got a job. When I got a job and I was working online, I'm working from home online, and I had Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. For the first time, I actually had real health insurance. And I stopped doing all the yoga. I stopped taking all the vitamins. I stopped doing all the shit that I was, all the meditation. I drinking the water. I stopped doing all this shit and just began popping the pills and going to therapy and doing whatever the hell the doctors and medicines told me. And it's going on. I'm going on like a year and a half since I've had. Now I don't have any health insurance at all. Now I'm back. Now I'm back to where it used to be.
Cat Williams is more than a comedian. He is one of the great philosophers that I quote when I'm coaching people to improve their perspective. You better get yourself in lab scene every day for your mental health.
And trying to
that's up.
come, yeah, and trying to come getting back off the medicines and coming back to living without medicines and knowing what pain level you're at and all that other type of stuff. Oh shit, it's a
Yeah,
whole different world. It's a whole
yeah.
different world.
Have you heard of? I don't know about you, but Humana.
Yep, I've heard of Humana. What I actually do online is I do work from home health insurance. It's crazy. I
Okay,
do work from home health. So I'm selling Humana, I'm selling Blue Cross Blue Shield, I'm selling Aetna, I'm selling WellCare. I've got all this. I'm licensed in like
but you don't
48
have
different
any.
states, but I don't have any health care. And the
That's
healthcare, well, I don't have any healthcare. It's crazy.
that's messed up. Yeah,
That's crazy as hell. And that's because like I was with AAA, and AAA gave us amazing health benefits, but I got paid 16.50 an hour. I got paid extra if I made sales, but I'm not that good at making sales. I'm great at talking
yeah.
to you. I'm terrible at actually making the sale. And
And doing the clothes. Yeah,
yeah, their clothes I'm terrible at. And so another company after about a year hit me up, said, "Hey, why don't y'all come into healthcare and doing it this way? We're not gonna we won't punish you for the not making the sales that way, and we'll give you $20 an hour." So I left AAA. I asked I said, "Hey, before I leave AAA, do you have health insurance? We have great health coverage, Kendrick. We got great." came to the company, bro. Oh no, their health coverage was terrible. Instead, people just had to get the Affordable Care Act. And that job kept me for like 6 weeks. And once I got on the phones, because I went to the bathroom so much, they give you a 10-minute break for the bathroom. I'm taking 30 and 45 minutes for the bathroom break because yo, dog, I'm
Right.
disabled, bro. I just can't get back like that. And they, you just went to the bathroom last an hour ago. Yo, man, I gotta go back. And I cannot like I have my wife bought me a urinal, a handheld urinal. That way in
Yeah.
emergencies, I just put the urinal between my legs and I'm trying to, but even that's a difficult because like I said, my legs are contraction. I was like this. That means I have to try to open up my legs, hold my legs open with the elbow, then take the bucket, then take the thing and try to
Yeah.
maneuver and get that
Try
all in.
to
I'm trying to
angle
try to
it without
yeah, man.
spilling.
Yeah, try to get
Yeah,
you,
I know.
try to actually get you,
I
try to
have
actually
one
get
of
the
those.
man inside the handheld bucket. Oh man, it gets crucial.
Yeah,
And
it was.
people talk about me because one of the things I do, like my biggest medications are alcohol and cannabis. I'm smoking cannabis, doing cannabis, everything from smoking it. I have oils for it. I have balms for it. I have edibles for it. I do that. I do a lot of the cannabis and I do a lot of alcohol. Like I drink quite a bit. Even disabled as fuck like I am, I will drink quite a bit. My my therapist would get frustrated because the therapist said, "Why do you drink so much? I mean, you come here sometimes and you're already drinking. I show up at 10 o'clock and you're already drinking." I said, "Yeah, because I know if I drink a certain amount, then my body loosens up. I feel less pain. It's just that when I go
Right.
over that amount, now I'm fucking drunk. Being tipsy and being drunk, when you're tipsy a little bit, like you're a little bit looser, you can try to do shit. Whenever you get
Yeah.
drunk, oh, that's when the falls come."
Yeah. Yeah. No, my parents, they cut me down to. I used to drink Canadian. I drink Canadian Windsor whiskey,
Uh-huh.
and I would count the bubbles as I tip the bottle up. I got to 5 bubbles. I was drinking it straight out the bottle,
Yo,
and my parents, they learned to cut me off to. I get one to two drinks a night, if that. And like they say, you can't walk when you drink. And I looked at them and smiled, and I says, I don't walk, period. So what's up?
that's what I tell people too. They're like, "Hey, but you can't walk." So I'm not walking anyway. I may I need to move when I get to the bathroom, but like I said, if I keep it at a certain level, I'm actually moving and having less pain when I'm trying to do that. It's just when I have a drink, when I go over that level, now I'm drunk. Now the
Yeah,
falls come, now the slips come, all the other type of shit. So your MS
I
has
get
not
that.
made it to your eyes either. Then you don't have any vision
No.
limitations.
Yes, it did, actually. That's what got me diagnosed with MS. At
Really?
seven, at 15, I was going numb in my left side. Um, I was going. I couldn't move my fingers. I couldn't feel like heat. I couldn't walk the best, and that happened. Neurologist thought it was just a pinched nerve in my shoulder. And when
Mm,
I turned 17, when I was almost 18, I got double vision. And that's when they did the MRI and seen I had 13 lesions on my brain.
okay. Okay. I am now legally blind in my right eye. And they told me last year, they told me this when I finally got the health care last year. She said, "Hey, oh my God, you're legally blind." He said, how long have you been wearing those glasses? So I've had the same prescription for like 20 years. She's like, "Oh my
Yeah,
God." So she looks at the stuff. She said, "Your right eye is legally blind and you have blurry and double vision in your left." I said, "Yeah, it does." I said, "Some days are worse than others." That's part of the reason I decided to go on to come in because I just got health care and I was seeing an optometrist in like 6, 7 years. And so that's when I found that out. She said I had less than a year left with the eye that's blurry and double. And so far it's been a little over a year and I'm still hanging on. The vision has not fallen off that bad.
yeah.
Still hanging on to what I can.
Well, I pray for you, man. Send him prayer. And
1,000 thank yous.
I had a guy comment in one of the men's MS groups. I said prayers sent, and he said, "Your God gave me this disease."
Wow.
And I said, I made the comment that when I say prayers sent, I'm giving you my energy, my person, telling you as my soul saying, I wish you the best. I ain't saying that, you go ahead and pray because then your answers will be cured.
Mhm.
I'm just telling you, when I say prayers, I'm giving you my own energy to say or wish you the best, man.
I like that. That's a good way of describing it too, because there's definitely a difference. There's definitely
Yeah.
a difference. What works the best in your experience with multiple sclerosis? What has been the best aid for you?
The best aid for me has been this talking to people, communicating with other MSers, and having a connection with friends and family, having
Nice.
a connection with other MSers who I've learned that people have become more family than they have friends. Like I have a group of friends that we've never met, but they're family.
Yeah.
Just having the support and the support. Long story short, the support to help with multiple sclerosis is one of the best things that's happened.
Yep. I started my podcast. It was three of us, and all three of us had multiple sclerosis. I'm in Texas. One of them was in Florida. One of them was in Georgia. So we were the three of us. And after a couple of months, I mean, they felt like family to me. And after a couple of months, they actually fired me from the doggone podcast. My
What the hell?
Yeah, man, they fired me from the podcast because they felt like I talked too much about cannabis. I talked too much about alcohol. I talked too much about doing shit like yoga, meditation, like how I don't take medicines. And they were big on medicines. I'm not doing any of I wasn't doing any of it.
My wife and kids all bought one of my t-shirts to support me getting the right wheelchair. You can get one at gearbubble.com/I love my wheelchair user.
The medicine that I've been on most recently is I've been on Ocrevus. I had my second shot of Ocrevus, my second fusion of Ocrevus last month in October. Well, it's December now, but I had it in October. Now, will I
And
get it
you get
again for
that
supposed to
twice
get
a
it
year?
supposed to get it. Well, you gotta get it 3 times the first year,
Okay.
and then twice a year after that. And the fusions can be 6 to 8 hours. So, and of course, it's in there. You show you all hooked up with stuff. They're fusing. They got the blood running all through. And every time you go to the bathroom, they got to restart. They damn near got to restart the clock. So I'm in there. I would be in there for 7 to 8 hours consistently. I would come in there early. I'm going to the bathroom so much. They restart my stuff so much. Sometimes they got to stay afterwards, a little while after that, because I go to the bathroom. They got to keep restarting mine.
Right.
Now, will I continue to get Ocrevus? Probably not, man. Ocrevus is $45,000 per
Yeah.
infusion if insurance doesn't pay for it. They had me on Botox. Botox is $42,000. I'm supposed to get 2 shots of Botox every month. I mean, it's crazy. I added up the how much my co-insurance and co-pays are. If I didn't have insurance, the medication that they have me on would run me like $1.1 million per year. There's a stat that says the average multiple sclerosis patient is worth $1.5 million a year in co-insurance and durable medical equipment, all the other type of stuff.
Why would they find a cure?
Exactly. Why would they find a cure? We are literally $1 million people. We're not getting the money for it, but we are literally millions. They make millions
why
off each of us.
There right here is a cartridge. That's why I smoke weed every day and I smile because we are in a way screwed, but we're not. Like we are because of the medications and shit that we have to take. We're screwed. But the fact of having a life, having a voice, and that's where I'm becoming a MS activist. I went through
Good.
the Zoom meetings to become one, and I'm part of the MS DAL, a district activist leader.
Wow.
And I've fought this monster for 29 years, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life helping people now.
I
I
like
spent
that.
29 years working on me, making sure I was good, make sure I was happy, make sure I had what I had. Now I'm to help everybody else.
I like that. That's huge, Chris. That is huge, bro. I love that. I love that, man. Clapping it up for you. That's got to be one of the reasons because I'm a big believer in stuff doesn't happen by accident. That's got to be one of the reasons, of course, that we connect. It's not just that we both have multiple sclerosis. It sounds
Yeah.
like the way we're trying to treat it, the mindset we're trying to have, is also very similar. Man, I want to talk to you on a regular.
Yeah, I would gladly talk to you on a regular. MS is no joke, and the more we can discuss it and make light of it, the better we're going to be.
Yep, yep. You got that. You got that right. I even have a on TikTok Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays at 9 o'clock a.m. Central Time. I get on the floor and I'm showing other MSs who are wheelchair bound, whatever you get, if you're wheelchair bound, I'm showing you the yoga steps that I do, the meditation that I do. I show the gratitude journal that I do. I tell stories back and forth. I comment on stuff, and I just sit there for an hour just doing that. That way I can. That's my way of like talking to others that have like similar shit as us. And that
Yeah,
is you ain't lying. That is huge, man. That's big.
friend Tommy Bellas, he's got multiple sclerosis. He started a Facebook group, the Adventures Club, because he writes every morning. He'll write a page and a half, 2 pages of just writing, of talking stories, and he puts feeling and meaning behind the words that
Hmm.
come with the disease, and he makes it good. He makes it happy, and he's just one of the guys that I don't know where I was talking, but it's just he's really cool. He's taught me to, like I did for a while, speak my words. Like I'd wake up in the morning and I would hit the record button on my phone, and I'd be like, "Hey, good morning. This is Chris. Just telling everybody, hey, good morning. How are you? Have a good day. And this is the situation going on, but I'm dealing with it, and just talking my story and recording my story every other day. And it was cool. It was good to get the attention out there.
It's all it I have a gratitude journal that I keep online. I'm on day 1,180 days in a row. And I have every day I
Nice.
put at least 3 stories of why I'm grateful because I tell people all the time the difference between being grateful and showing gratitude is when you are being grateful, you are listing off what you're grateful for. I'm grateful I have a house. I'm grateful I have insurance. I'm grateful I have a car. I'm grateful I have health. And when you share your gratitude, it's when you actually share the story of why you're grateful. That's when you say stuff like, I'm grateful I have a house because it's cold outside and I got to turn the heat up and now I'm sitting here on the couch all cozy and warm watching Netflix. When you write
Yeah.
that whole shit out, when you tell somebody that whole story, or when you write that whole story out, You spend even less time thinking about what you can't do, how bad it'll be next week, how little you slept last night, how many times you got to go to the bathroom in the next 15 minutes. Like all that, you can't think about any of that shit while you are writing out the story of why you're grateful. You can't be thinking about any of that stuff while you are talking to somebody about how you're so happy that the grass is green outside because you're gonna go outside and pick flowers with like your kids or some shit like that. As long as you're doing all that,
You know,
you can't overthink everything else.
that's why I learned that my brother taught me when I was 21. He said, if you ever listen to anything your brother teaches you or tells you, listen to this. He said, a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Mm, true.
And my life has been speaking it, saying it, because like I taught my son how to read too by saying the words out loud so you can hear the sound. That's why people who are deaf have a hard time speaking because they can't hear the words correctly. So when you, like my son, when you're speaking like the word what, you look at it, you can't figure it out word by word, letter by letter. Whoa, uh, eh, eh.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
sound like a dumbass doing it, but what? It helps you read it. It helps you hear it and understand it and make out the sounds better. And that's where I've learned that speaking my words helps. It
Yep.
gets the attention out there and it lets people know, hey, this is what's going on.
You damn sure right
Uh,
about that. Chris, I'm trying to tell you, man, we've got to make this a normal thing. Do you watch football or basketball?
I love
Prefer
I love
hopefully
football.
football. Are you a
I'm
Vikings
a
fan?
Minnesota Viking fan.
Yo, bro, we've got to I would love it if I've got some other guys that watch football that have MS. I would love to have like a MS in football, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. Like I would love to get you back on here with the homeboys that have MS and we talk about football. I'm a Houston Texans
Okay.
fan. I'm in love with our quarterback. That CJ Stroud kid seems to be, I mean, I actually have faith in him. I can see little stuff he does. I can see him navigating the pocket and not breaking the pocket, but just standing there and kind of navigating. I would love to have you back on here, man. So we can talk about like sports and other shit.
Josh.
Do not overstretch today. I was overstretching, trying to reach some shit in the back of the refrigerator. Damn near fell out and ate the whole kitchen floor. That tile is not good for you.
Josh, I think it's Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, that's what
His
y'all got.
last name is Dobbs. I can't remember his first name, but
That's him.
he's a rocket scientist.
Yep.
He's an astro engineer. Like he went to school. He can build rockets. He decided to play football, get his head bashed in. And that guy, he's taken the Vikings. We won 5 in a row with that quarterback. He was moving his feet. He was throwing. He was everything. I mean, he's made his mistakes, interceptions here and there, but I got faith in this guy.
I
The
like
Vikings, that's what
dogs.
we need as a quarterback.
Yep. Yep. Because y'all started off kind of slow, and when Kirk Cousins got hot, y'all took off. Oh man, y'all took off because y'all got the best receiver in the league. That Justin Jefferson kid is amazing.
Yeah.
Y'all have
Justin
had
Jefferson. They got rid of Mr. Yellow Hands. Tomlinson, I
Thielen.
think his name is. He wore yellow gloves when he played. And I call him Mr. Yellow Hands, because when you're running downfield and you see a yellow glove flying in the air, that's a hand. That's your receiver. You throw at that yellow glove. You got white gloves, you wave a white glove with a white and green background, you don't see that white hand. You do, but not as much as you would see a yellow hand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I always call the guy Mr. Yellow Hands, because he wouldn't make the catches like there's no tomorrow.
Love it. Yo, Chris, I'm gonna get ready to close. I'm gonna get ready to shut this
All right.
episode off. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna have some other podcasts with us. Before I end this episode, though, I was just telling you about the difference between being grateful, showing gratitude. Can you tell the audience? Can you give us something that you're grateful for and tell us why? Give us the why story of why you are
I'm
grateful.
I'm grateful for this. Listen.
Mm,
That was a deep breath in and a letting it out. I'm alive. I'm talking. I'm able to function and be a civilized person. Like I don't know how else to explain it other than I'm breathing. I'm alive. And so are you. You know, you're gonna have issues with this monster. You're gonna be times
yep.
where we get depressed. We have our moments. However, we need to realize we're not dead. We're not done. We're still alive.
Love it.
Use your words.
Love it. Oh shit, I love it. That's what you call a truth bomb, bro. That is what we call a truth bomb from a king. I appreciate that. Appreciate that 1,000.
My
Thank you.
name isn't Willy Wonka.
Are you planning on seeing that new Willy Wonka movie?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they
yeah,
did a
for sure.
remake of that. Okay. I want to see that. Eddie Murphy just dropped one. I know I'm about to end the podcast, but I want to see that Willy Wonka. That Willy Wonka thing is somewhere in my top 5. I want to see, but Eddie Murphy
Yeah,
just dropped one Christmas movie where he's trying to have the best lights in the neighborhood, and he makes a deal
yeah,
with like a ghost. That sucker looks awesome, man. I love Netflix. I can
yeah,
out of all the streamers, like people always talk about how much Netflix is and how the price keeps going up. I still would pay for Netflix because Netflix has way more shit that I don't want to see than I do want to see. Like I can sit there like for hours and just look at stuff and just make a list of shit I want to see, but I know damn well I'm never going to. All types of anime stuff that I
right.
want to watch. I'm always saving animes and never get around to actually watching it. But damn, I
Yeah,
still love Netflix, man. I'm huge into murder documentaries. But
yeah,
Chris,
right.
1,000 thank you for rocking with me, coming on my podcast. Thank you for sharing your gratitude. And I'm going to stay in contact with you because, man, I got to get you back on here. We got to talk football.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure.
Enjoy your
All right,
day.
thank you. Have a good day, man.
You too, bro.